Welcome to the Chatbox, segment 8, everybody. This is a wonderful experience for us tonight. We have Mountain Pride here. And before we get started, we are going to feature our wonderful and beautiful Tierra right here. She has a business out, and we are going to pretty much try and promote our friends and our family members and all that good stuff. If they're doing something really good and we're proud of them, guess what? We're going to promote them. Tierra's Crafting, everybody. There is a link and stuff. You probably know them all by heart, but look at me all professional, like reaching for a piece of paper. But on Instagram, you can go and look for Tierra's Crafting, and you also have another page. You have an Etsy page. So if you go to etsy.com/Tierra's Crafting, you can...
There has to be a shop in there. I think it's etsy.com/shop/Tierra's Crafting. I don't think you can just
yeah,
go
all that. I'm telling you what.
If you go to Etsy and search up Tierra's Crafting, you'll find it.
You might not do.
Sometimes it doesn't pop up.
Well, speaking of popping up, look at this. Okay, this. Don't you like that? I didn't say popping out.
I also have TikTok.
Oh, okay. Well, we can have you have the beauty of telling everybody where to find you. I don't know if you can. You want to like zoom in? It makes me look like I have boobies and everything. Look at this beautiful piece of work. This is crafted exclusively for me. That's right. I commissioned this from Tierra's Crafting, and she made this. And the detail is insane. She has 2 different stitchings, and I love the open hole. So you can get a little breathing, and you can also just have something very luxurious that I feel like I can go to Beaver Creek, darling, and say, oh, I bought this from Beaver Creek, but instead I got it from Tierra's Crafting. And this is just something that you do. You started off as a hobby, and now it is something that's kind of blowing up on Etsy, and you go to Ren fairs and you sell your wares there as well. Don't worry, I just go with whatever I say.
I didn't roll my eyes. I said kind of.
Kind of.
I
Kind
don't
of is
sell the
good
grocery
enough.
stuff at Ren Fair.
Yeah, but you do the kid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's-
And you make costumes. You are one of the most talented people I've ever met. The red shirt you are wearing currently, I know was made by you, and that is a whole different kind of knit, stitch, whatever you call it, that I have.
It's like the same as what's on
The
the bottom
square
of yours.
right here.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, so I've never learned how to craft like that. I mean, I'm very crafty, but not patient stuff. And in my day, when I was growing up, it was always grandma in the rocking chairs with knitting. And now all I see are young people. I'm my grandma's age, and you wouldn't see me with needles and knit, whatever you call it, yarn. It's just impossible. All right, Jen, look at this hat that Jen is wearing. This is also from Tierra's Crafting. The colors are magnificent. I would say it's almost pride colors, but it's bolder.
It's supposed to be pride colors.
But they're so bold. No, wait. Why is that purple? Oh, is that red? Okay, then I apologize. See, I thought it was more like a wine. It looks to me like wine red and real pumpkin orange, but I like it like that. I like it for that reason. B, get over here and stick your face in front of the camera. Look at this. Look, wait, now.
It has little horns.
It's very horny. And Tierra, I would like you to make this person right here a pair of matching shorts. Because why not?
I love those.
And then you can have the horns. You can have the horns.
Yeah, put
right
the horns
here.
right on my hips. little handlebars for
Are
you.
your hips horny? Now, I know that you're new to Tierra's Crafting, so you will one day have something fantastic to wear, probably to the next Pride Fest for
Pride
sure.
Fest, I will have
We're
to take
gonna
time
definitely get
and
you
actually
something.
do some shopping and come by the booth.
And now, Orlando, since you were running around, we forgive you for forgetting it on the floor of your bedroom where you leave things to remember them.
I get it. I do that too.
I leave things on my floor in hopes that my husband picks it up and washes it for me. That's what I do.
But it is a beautiful shawl, personally made for me. Hopefully we can put a picture up later on.
Yes.
We'll put a picture up.
It's published.
You'll be seeing it now.
But
Okay.
It's very bright colors, very psychedelic. I love it. It's like a kimono, but anyways, I love it. So thank you.
It's pretty amazing, and I just have to say, if you want something custom, something that nobody else has, like who else has horns and an arrow on their hat.
And what's the avatar's name?
It's Appa.
That's actually.
That's
from
like from
a
a show.
TV show, yeah.
Of course it is. Hi. Does anybody remember Wally Gator? Of course not. Anyway, back to us. I just want to welcome everybody for being here. I'm super excited to have you guys here from Mountain Pride. There are so many great things that you guys do for our community, and we want to bring to light all of the good things about Mountain Pride and all the wonderful things that you guys do and bring to our community. And as well, we have some great events coming up. B, I know that there's one special event that's coming up. Real quick, everybody get your heart on.
Yes. Tuesday, February 13th, there's a Valentine's Day drag bingo. Woo!
Oh my God.
With partnership with Hovey and Harrison, Mountain Pride's going to put on this drag show bingo. Happy hour starts at 5:30, and then the drag bingo is going to start at 6:30. And again, that is February 13th to celebrate Valentine's Day.
And where is it at?
Hovey and Harrison.
Oh, it is at Hovey and Harrison. How exciting. Is this your first time doing it there?
Yes, I mean, they're an amazing partner, and they've always been so supportive of us, but we had the idea of, let's do a Valentine's Day thing, and, Valentine's Day doesn't have to be a drag, and so we're like,
Oh my God.
let's do bingo, and
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I love that.
We've got some really great prizes. Albert will be selling some of his plants. So if you need a Valentine's Day gift for your significant other, everybody loves plants. Most people kill them, but we all like them for the time being.
I kill silk plants.
And also their head chef, Bob, is dressing up in drag. And if we meet our fundraising goal, then he will perform a song as well.
No way.
I hear potentially Dolly Parton.
The
So.
9
This will be amazing. I can't wait. Now, Jen and I both went to the Friendsgiving drag bingo. Is it the same person?
No, different one.
Okay.
We're really cool.
I'm sure your next one's going to be great, but man, who was that? That was
Shirley Delta Blow. And
she dealt a blow all right. I mean, so funny.
she's Denver based, and the one we're bringing,
Okay.
Ramona, is actually from the Roaring Fork Valley. So
Ooh,
super cool to support our-
Ramona. I love that name so much. Yay. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And so you'll probably have prizes, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, so kicking off, one of the biggest parts of the reason why we're an organization is to build and connect communities. So for those that like happy hour cocktails, mocktails, there's going to be a nice variety. And of course, the amazing Hovey and Harrison food and their bakery items. And so give that hour to start connecting with community, build those friendships. And then 6:30 we'll start, and we'll go with a couple rounds of bingo, from prizes like gift cards to Mountain Pride swag to the plant. It'll be a really good time.
This is another thing I remember all the old people doing, playing bingo. Now it's all young people. I just love how things have changed, but it makes my heart super happy to see people enjoying things that are absolutely a total blast, What do you hope to gain from getting everybody together for this one big festivity?
Yeah, like Mads said, just to bring people together. I think here in our county, there's a lot of people that are dealing with isolation. And so even if it's just you, just come out, and that'll give you an opportunity to meet new people, eventually create friends or relationships, and create that support system that we often need.
That's wonderful. I just realized something. We're going to have to we don't have to edit, but we should say, everybody, please tell us your names. Hi, welcome to the most professional podcast ever.
That's the best thing to listen to.
Why not?
Hi, everybody. I'm Mads Partridge. My pronouns are she, they, and I am the executive director of Mountain Pride.
Yay!
I'm really excited to be here.
I'm happy to have you here for sure.
We're all so happy to have you here. I'm Orlando Ortiz, the Community Engagement Manager of Mountain Pride. So thanks for having us back.
Yay, and you beautiful. We kind of know who you are, right? She knits or she crochets.
Yeah, don't say that.
I do both.
She does. I've seen it happen.
I'm Tierra. I'm just another queer person in town. And my pronouns are also she, they.
I love that. So now we're having a party with just two of us when you're they. I like it. But no, you yelled at me last time when I said plural. So we
it's
will
not plural.
I know.
Please.
I learned that. And I'm. You know what's great about these conversations? I am old, and I never knew that they was not a plural.
I have this lovely example
Really?
when everybody throws out the they is a plural.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
I always so when somebody drops their wallet, you
Uh-huh.
see a wallet on the ground, you're like, oh gosh, somebody dropped their wallet, I need to pick it up and get it back to them. You're not talking about a group of people's wallet, you're talking about this one person. And so that's always an example. And so it's really hard for those people that have just had grammar ingrained into their head and can only see this to like check that as an example.
That's
when
like
you're talking about
so simple, so pure, and absolutely perfect. Thank you for that. Yay. All right, so we have 3 wonderful guests, and I wanted you guys to get to know them a little bit, and I want everybody in our community to understand you guys a little bit more. So I know that I would like to hear valuable questions from my fabulous hosts, Jen Saito and B.
Whoop whoop. Hey Jen, you want to go first?
He has a candy cane stuck in his mouth right now.
Exactly. I gotta talk on something.
You always have a candy cane.
He has.
yeah.
I have to get him a new stock. That's the last one.
Well, I'd love to hear, what are y'all's pronouns?
Oh yeah. So sorry.
Yeah.
I'm B or Brett, and I my pronouns are they them, and
And I am Jen, and my pronouns are she, hers.
And I'm Liz, and yeah, all of the above.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to say my pronouns, which are he, him, él.
He, him, what was the last one?
El, which is in Spanish for him.
Oh, el. El guapo. Guapo. All right, this is wonderful. Now, B, get the candy out of your teeth.
no.
I feel like we were just mama and kid there for a second. This is why I don't have kids. I'm about to kick you under the table.
Right? I'm glad I could reinforce your decisions,
I love
Liz.
you so much. Oh my god.
So you're actually waiting for me. Okay.
Best podcast ever.
Yeah, right. Well, my question's not really going to be the most fun, but it is an election year.
Did
How are you all
everybody hear my
feeling about
ass
that?
cheeks clench?
Yeah, right? How are all you feeling about that?
All right.
And also the fact that Ron DeSantis dropped out 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god. Well, that I can I could do a backflip if I wouldn't end up in the hospital. And since I saw Tierra's eyes popping out of her head when you brought that up, I'm going to let you go last.
I thought I got her to go first.
Me too.
I know, but I just want you to simmer. No, I'm
I
kidding.
have a lot to say about it.
You
to be
don't?
fair,
All right,
but
do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
I'm very stressed. But I'm
Aren't
glad
we
that
all?
Ron DeSantis is not in the race anymore. That is a really good thing, in my opinion.
That's, like,
he
massive.
scares me so much. And, like, I think I mentioned this in the last one, but I know people in Florida who have, like, actually been impacted by, like, his policies and his bullshit. So
Unbelievable.
I'm so glad he's not involved anymore, because that was really terrifying, but I'm still not excited about this election year.
Well, do you feel like even though he's gone, the state of mind of the people are they're still all walking around like, oh, we still have all that embedded in our minds. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like he's gone, but yet the
Yeah.
imagery is still there. So how do you go about getting that imagery out of everybody's minds and maybe a new way to think? Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
That's a great question, and I don't know. I'm going to need to think about that a little bit.
All right. See, I told you should go last.
I always have thoughts about lots of things.
love
and this
that.
is one that, is really coming up in many of the conversations that I'm having and a lot of the work that Mountain Pride will be doing over the next year. Like B said, this is a scary year, and this is
Yeah.
a really terrifying year for queer and trans people, not only at a national level, looking at the presidential election, but also to local, state level. Many don't know, or if you do, hopefully you're having conversations about this, but marriage equality is not protected in the state of Colorado. And so that we're working with One Colorado and local legislators to make sure that gets protected, as well as there are already bills being introduced that are anti-LGBTQ and anti-trans already here at the Capitol. And so we'll have more information when we get more from One Colorado to be able to share out to the community. So what we were just having a conversation at our recent Read with Pride book club that we do every other month with the Bookworm is stay up to date, start having conversations. And one of the questions to change this mindset is we need our allies, because we're not going to be in spaces with people that have that, and in a space where they might be able to listen to us. So we need our allies at home, at the bar, with friends, at a football game, anything like that. When these conversations come up, we need you advocating for our community, talking about the importance, challenging the perspectives of people who think pronouns can only be plural, or they them pronouns can only be plural, and trans people aren't real, and all of these narratives.
God. How could somebody say trans people aren't real? That just my heart just kind of split in two there for a second.
I mean, it's conversations that are happening every single day, and
it
so
seems to be getting worse instead of better. Like we were all, I felt like there was a lot of peace amongst the LGBT community, and then all of a sudden they started coming out with the bashing drag queens. Started like a year ago almost. I'm bad with timing, but I was like, what the hell? Did you run out of people to fuck with? I don't understand.
Yes, they did.
I don't understand why people
Unfortunately.
can't be accepted. Like, what is what a person is supposed to be? Do you think that the youth of the generation today can maybe possibly get us there one day?
I don't think we should ever get there one day. That's my true. I
Wow,
think we
that's
need to
sad.
get to a point where we are seeing people as equals, but we should be continuing to raise up our Black voices, our queer voices, our Indigenous voices, celebrating these holidays,
Right.
and making sure that it's not just an everyday anymore. Like, let's talk about it during these months, but not only these months. Let's talk about it all year.
Right.
And when we can get to that point, then
Okay.
it gets to.
That makes sense. And I didn't mean don't celebrate. I just mean, why do we have to make sure everybody's aware? Everybody should just already be friggin' aware. Does that make sense? It's just, I don't know. What do you, how do you feel about it?
Well,
The
just
climate.
going back to the political question, I feel that, it's sad, the state that we're in, it's unfair, because after Donald Trump's, administration, now whatever happens, I think we're still now dealing with, our homophobia, transphobia. That's already there. And so I think I'm fearful for all of us, for everyone, after everything that's happened, you can't help to think that, we're going to host an event. It's public. And then, you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's worth it because, you have to stand up for us, for our community,
Absolutely.
and for all those marginalized individuals, but it's sad and it's scary that we're living in these times.
It really is. And the fact that if we didn't have a leader of our country throw in all of this horrible nonsense about what people should believe about your community or Black, it's about any person who's not like that white guy, that was put out there. Just the same thing with DeSantis. When people walk away, what do you do with all the stuff that they put in your head? What's your answer to B's question?
Didn't I?
Well,
Wait,
we were
what?
coming back because you had something. You have
Oh.
nothing? You got nothing?
Definitely
Yeah,
did
you
not
thought you
think
were
about
over. Yeah.
Well, what was the other part of
I
the
don't even
question? Because
remember.
I don't remember what it was, to be honest with
She
you.
asked you,
I
how do you change people's minds?
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
still don't know the answer to that. I mean, can I be very honest about
Yes.
that? I don't really know, because one of the things that we were taught in my college communications class is to not bother with the people that you're not going to be able to change their minds.
See, I
And
like
to
that, but you
focus on-
can't, unfortunately.
Focus on making sure that you have support from the people who do support you, rather than trying to sit, because I'm never going to be able to talk to one of the people in my grandparents' neighborhood and get them to agree that I am not a sinner going to hell. I am never going to convince them
See,
of
that's
that.
sad. That's
So-
where I'm stumped. I know my husband is 72 years old. He's one of the most accepting people. He's that grandpa age. He doesn't look, he is evolving with the world. He is growing with every single solitary change and newness and new pronouns and everything else. Now, this is a man that could be a crotchety old grandpa in the community that you're talking about, but no. He's made a conscious decision to grow and change with the world. And that's why I guess I'm struggling with the fact that why can't people open their damn minds and their hearts and realize that, guess what? It's not changing. If anything, it's going to be even bigger and more predominant in our world and our society, and everybody has to. They just have to accept it. I know you're going to say, no, they don't. They could sit there and bitch. And I guess they can, but then they're just going to be miserable. And then, not go out because they're going to get into a fight or, go to a comedy club and start yelling at somebody because they just said something racist. What do you want to say, Jen? I can see you're ready.
I guess my point was, I'm not sure that it necessarily is something that we can do. Like, people have to decide that they want to make that change or make that change of mind. So there's nothing that, like, I can sit here and do to change their minds. But I do think that it's important to, like, keep bringing awareness to things and keep, like, getting information out there and education out there so that people, like, so that it's there for people who do want to change or who do find something out and decide that they want to, look more into it. But I feel like that's, like, kind of all you really can do, and, like, having those conversations like you were saying. But, like, ultimately, you can't make anyone change their minds.
You're right.
And it's about educating other people and calling people out, like calling out racist jokes at a comedy show, calling out people messing up pronouns, not in a bad way, like correcting and saying, oh, hey, they use this, or anything like that. We have to just create this culture of, like, let's talk about supporting people. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about homophobia in religion. And I have this one really cool story of an individual here in the community who was a pastor, very religious, and empathy and lived experience of actually getting to know queer community, getting to know somebody in the community and connect with them and see them living a healthy, happy life, has actually worked to change their perspective of the LGBTQ plus community, and is now one of our biggest advocates and volunteers at Pride in the Park. Wrote a beautiful letter to the editor in December about being supportive and showing him showing up as an ally, and just, like, is a powerful way. And I think to what, like, education, connecting with the community, kind of touching on what you're saying.
I love that. Education is definitely key. What were you going to say?
No, I think that it's just basically challenging our community, especially if they're, if they don't or are not familiar with the LGBTQ plus community, to reach out to figure out what it is that scares them about that kind of lifestyle, and to have these conversations and to show up to these events and to see what they're about.
I know, it's all love.
It is all love. You and I went to the bingo, and we were the Friendsgiving, and we're, we are both cis, hetero, normative, or whatever it is.
I would never say norm.
I know.
We're not normal.
But when showing up to events like that and being a part of a culture that is not necessarily of your own, like, you meet so many amazing people. You hear so many different stories, and you really get to the heart of, to realize that we are one human next to one human next to one human. And it's just, how can we help support each other? We all create the fabric of our community, and, that is so important. And I just think that, everyone's experience is valuable, and, it can be something that you learn from and something you can share your experience with. And the connection in the community is so important. So I hope that people,
that was just so beautifully said. I can't even say it, because I say things that I'm a little rougher about it, but that's what I want, and that's what I don't understand why it can't happen. And I understand there's some people that just will never change their minds, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And I don't like stuffing things in people's faces at all, because it just makes them more defensive. But I wonder, it's just for me, with almost everything that's all up in the air right now, it doesn't even seem like people are afraid. It seems like people are angry. It's a different feeling, a different vibe I'm getting from people when they lash out. It's in anger. There's no fear, unless that is a fearful response. Am I getting anywhere? I don't know. But the amount of, why are you giggling? The amount of anger that I see on people, that when they get mad these days, it's treacherous.
I think when people don't understand something and it scares them, and, then they don't know where it's coming from, or, they just feel like they have to be, in their own belief system. And if that's challenged, or if, then it's wrong. And I think we're all in this like dichotomy where it's or binary where it's there's no in between. Everything is right or wrong, black or white, or and there's people don't take the time to live in that gray area or explore that gray area and understand that hey, like there's more to just black and white. There's a whole spectrum.
Exactly. We need that Switzerland mentality. You know
And
what I
they,
mean?
they fear other people being able to live a different life than what they have been
Okay.
told that they have to live.
And do you that was like so intense, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have any idea why?
Because they feel like they don't have the freedom to do the same.
Really,
that.
really,
They're-
because they were brought up a certain way.
If you look up Alok Vanan Madid, I might be saying that wrong, on Instagram, they are an activist, a poet, and they have a perfect example of this, and that why people are so upset with how Alok shows up for
Really?
themselves, because Alok is living a free life, free of the binary, anything like that, that people are upset that that's happening. And so that's something with expression, but also to what you beautifully said, Jen,
Really,
people have this idea of how people should be and how they should act, and they see other people living that life not like theirs and get upset and fear this or fear the unknown.
sounds
And
like
so
the Supreme Court.
yeah, I mean, so many parents that I work with fear their kid's future. They envision a future for their kid that is babies and marriage that's one way.
Even this day, still, you don't
Yeah.
see it.
I see
You don't
growth.
see a little bit of.
I definitely
growth
see
and
growth.
change?
100% see growth. But there are still parents, there are still individuals that are sent to conversion therapy camp,
What?
and
Oh my
they
God,
are
it's barbaric.
that are being kicked out of their homes. LGBTQ youth are one of the highest rates of houselessness in the United States. So there's so much of this experience still happening. And it's because
Unbelievable.
we're not having conversations to challenge these fears, to challenge this binary, to say it's okay. Like, I am living a beautiful, happy, healthy life. And my parents were so fearful of me being attacked or bullied because of identifying LGBTQ. And here I am living this amazing life. And so that's one of the things, is just like that fear that people have, and just why we need more queer people showing up authentically, showing up with their partners, and why queer ancestors and elders are so important to see that we can live that long, to then show that that growth for the community.
God, I love you so much for you're what a smart lady. I mean, seriously, I want to be queer now, just because I want to feel like that intensely. I mean, I do feel queer at heart. I know that sounds a little weird, but I just feel like I am that person. What'd you call the person that lives life at?
Authentically?
Yeah, no, it's not you. Oh,
Alok.
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 L-O-K-E?
ALOK. Yep.
A-L-O-K.
Well, and that's the thing, Liz.
I feel A-OK about being an A-L-O-K. I mean, I really like that word.
Well, and to me, Liz, I don't see, like, if queerness,
Oh,
like their name. Yeah.
God, I'm so ignorant. That's why I'm so blissful. Oh, it's a person's
Yeah, it's a person's name. Well, and that's why
type of person.
queerness is, we like, I appreciate you, like I think sexuality, gender is all fluid, but what I see for you is you live authentically yourself in all ways,
Yeah.
and that is such a powerful thing. And that's what we want to encourage people to do,
Okay.
is live authentically themselves and allow others the space to do the same.
It probably is what gives somebody like me the room and the space in my heart and my mind to accept. It's not even about accepting. It's just being another type of human being. I don't feel. It's hard for me to get out because I have that little anger towards it. I've just seen it my whole life, and it's just really hard to see anymore. You know, I mean, growing up, watching how kids just picked on the kids that were even slightly different, even if they didn't turn out gay, or queer, they turned out some way different. How does it help when you already feel a little different, and then there's people coming at you with negativity and just harsh, cruel things? And then for families to turn their backs on somebody because they have, and first of all, it's a lifestyle. I mean, a lot of people just sexualize, there we go, sexualize it, and that's where people's minds get all muddy. Do you agree?
That's a personal experience of mine.
Oh, well, please
And, like,
share, please.
Okay, well, that's one of the, have also like told you, I think, that there have been very few times in my life where I've been like actually like harassed about being queer. And one of the experiences that I had was the first time I've ever experienced someone calling me queer as a slur, and also just like completely over sexualizing it and being like, well, you guys don't actually deserve equality because all you can ever talk about is like sucking dick. You know,
my
like
God. I
it
talk
was
about
a
sucking
lot.
dick more than anybody I know, and I am not queer. Okay.
So like it was like a really harsh, hurtful thing to be yelling at me and like.
Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I really am. I mean, from my heart, I'm so sorry that somebody had something within them that they had to make you feel a certain way. So, like you said, fear and turning into anger. So, because they didn't understand it and they didn't get it, they lashed out and they were cruel. Guess what, people? That gets you nowhere. And all it does really is create more division. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't awaken us to anything. It just gives us more stuff to worry about and think about. Did you ever have to worry about this?
So what comes to my mind right now is like individuals, like youth that are not being accepted by their parents. And, you know, this is the people that you trust more in your lives. And for them not to be able to support you, to accept you, and then they either kick you out of the house or you have to leave because it's not safe for you because you're already starting to have suicidal thoughts and, you know, what's worse than that, right? And so it's just sad that the people that you love the most, that protect you the most, are causing you more harm.
Oh my gosh, I totally understand that. And that's just got to be just twice as emotionally impactful on you. And you're already going through a different type of mental health issue than the heteronormal people. I hate the word normal. But you know what I mean? Because then you're having more things compounded upon you. And I think that this is the perfect time to throw something at you guys because you've really opened up yourselves and your minds and your hearts, and God, really, thank you for so many profound things. You're looking at me like, nah, I didn't say nothing. You said some really profound, amazing things. Our Vanna of the show always has what we call the hot seat question, okay? It's a hot topic, and it's not always a topic about what's going on. It's about what's going on with you. This podcast is to base solely about the people that come and visit this room. Thanks to KZYR, the Zephyr, for lending us our room, because without them we couldn't do this. And we want your voices to be heard, and we want to understand everything we possibly can for the purposes of acceptance, unity, balance, humanitarianism, and just harmony in our community. And so we'd like to have a hot topic to throw at you guys, to throw you off a little bit. And Jen, our beautiful Jen, what is our hot topic question of the day? And you can ask all three, and you all have the answer.
I will ask all three because I would like to know from each of you what you absolutely love about yourself and why.
I'll go. I am a jack of all trades, master of none, but I am a jack of all trades, and like I feel like I learn a lot of things and just pick up new skills really fast. And like there's this song called Irish Eyes that basically like all of these things about this person, and that like and anyway, that's not important. The important part is they did a verse, like an open verse challenge, and the first thing that came to my mind was that I have artist hands. So
But I think that's beautiful, and you are correct in that. And the only thing is, you are a master of many, so don't say that. But you're just wonderful. Thank you.
I mean,
All right.
look at all the stuff around the room that you
I
beautifully
know.
crafted.
She's a master of crafts. Craft master. Oh wait, that name's been taken. All right, same for you.
I think that I love my energy, my laugh, my smile. Just I can be the life of the party. Just my bubbliness, my authentic self. I may not accept all of myself. There's things that I struggle with, but that part, it's always been me since I was a little kid. I was always, this amazing human being that, I was always, feminine since I was 5 years old, and I've never been fearful of that. I've never had to hide that from anyone. It was just me. That's the way I walk. This is the way I move my hands and talk, and this is me. So I've never had to hide that part. So I'm very proud of that.
I think you're a beautiful human being, and your energy is infectious. I love being around you. You are always somebody that has a warmth about you. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Could not agree
there's
more.
this warmth that you exude, and it's not a hot flash, it's real. I love you to death also. Mads, what about you, honey?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. So many people that I meet and connect with at our Mountain Pride events. I ask them how they're doing. Like, oh, I'm great. I just connected with Orlando and I feel so loved. And somebody just at one of our last Coffee with Queers was like, I just said that I lived across the street from my mom, and Orlando gave me the biggest hug and just made me feel so welcome and so connected from just the energy that
see,
you
it's
give.
validated. I love that.
We're so lucky to have you.
Yeah, we all are.
I would say this is very similar. My authenticity. I have spent so much of my life pretending to be something that I wasn't. For most of my life, pretending to be straight and living this life and not being able to show up authentically. So when I moved out to Colorado, I was so excited to be able to live this authentic life. But then there wasn't spaces, there wasn't queer community. Luckily, I had my partner. But after working with Mountain Pride for the last 2 years, I have been able to watch the youth in our valley that are queer, that we get to work with in our in-school programming, show up fiercely as themselves and being able to connect with amazing people like Orlando, and just felt that I was then allowed to live authentically. And so I'm just like so proud of myself for that, and being able to be queer and finally, after so many years, dye my hair pink and enjoy that, and just love myself. So it's really cool.
Well, I am very proud of you, and I'm really sorry that you didn't feel comfortable enough to be authentic in all those years, so that was a struggle. But whatever that struggle was, it strengthened your character to who you are today, and Mountain Pride has not been as present and as big as since you've gone there. A lot more things are going on, so you took it and you ran with it, and now you have such a great group of people over at Mountain Pride who are also located here in Riverwalk. And you can walk by the river and look up and see your pretty face in the window. But you guys do amazing things. Now, we do want to have some closing questions from these two. And is there any other event that you guys would like to bring up and promote right now?
Always. Well, I think one of the cool things that people don't know that we necessarily do, we do a lot of monthly events, from a yoga class for everybody in Eagle to a Pin and Yin, thanks to Vail Valley Wellness in Avon. We do a Read with Pride at the Bookworm every other month, Coffee with Queers at different coffee shops, to rock climbing at Eagle Climbing and Fitness in Eagle at the last Sunday of every month. So like a lot of cool opportunities to connect with community. We wanted to offer a variety because not everybody likes one thing and not everybody can access all of the valley. So those are really important for us. But
And
then
you also mentioned isolation before, so if there is anybody out there that might feel like you're in your own cocoon, you're not, and look at all these wonderful people you can go rock climb with and have a good time with, right?
Oh, absolutely. And just as we've always said before with all of our mental health things here on the podcast, community is extremely important. Don't isolate yourself. Get out there, meet people. There's a bunch of like-minded people here in the valley. I didn't think so for a long time, but Mountain Pride has changed that for me extremely well over the last couple of years. So definitely go out and find people that have similar interests to you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Yes,
I'm really glad
absolutely.
you said that. That means a lot to us.
And I agree 100%.
And I've got two more. Sorry, so many things.
Please.
We have a queer ski weekend coming up at the end of March.
Oh my God.
We'll be having drag bingo with a after party at Two Arrows, to then a ski on the mountain meeting at Lion's Head and doing a rainbow run down Pride, to then a after party at Chasing Rabbits, and then of course the fan favorite of the valley, drag brunch at Vintage. So
Oh my God, those are the best. We've also been to one of those. We went to. That was the best time. And I loved dressing up, and it was just really,
Yeah.
really a good time.
We love those. And Vintage is incredible partners.
I'll meet you there after
Oh
you're
my
done
God.
skiing because you don't want to see me rolling down the hill.
So yeah, stay up to date on our social. If you're an Instagram person, Facebook, email, we're all of those things. And then the biggest thing I have to say, June 1st, Pride in the Park. Be there, be square. We have an amazing headliner. Yeah, Joy Olacan.
Who?
Joy Olacan. No, I'm so bad with the last name.
That's all right.
But Joy.
It's gonna bring you a lot of that. Well, last year I can't believe you guys had what was
G-Flip.
G-Flip.
They were
Yeah,
amazing.
They were amazing. And I know who G-Flip is. Don't laugh. But it's because I watched that real estate show.
Oh yeah, Selling Sunset.
That's it. Yeah. And then the pretty girl.
Chriselle.
Chriselle. Okay, so she is now, was she married? I
Yeah,
think
they got married.
But it was so cool to see. Now, that's a person that was supposedly heteronormative.
She's a cisgender, which also I'll offer the education right
Yeah,
now.
please.
Cisgender means somebody whose sex assigned at birth matches their gender identity, and your sex assigned at birth is your biological anatomy, and your gender identity is the utmost feelings of who you are in yourself. So that's cisgender. And those align the sex assigned at birth.
Right.
And then trans means they don't, and then all the things I can talk about for
she's living
hours.
proof that you can fall in love with anybody.
Yeah, and then heterosexual.
It doesn't matter what your gender is. Love is love.
Well, that's the fluidity, and like some people find out later on in life, and that's a beautiful thing.
Well, a lot of women that are divorced old and over 60 are really getting down with each other. I'm not joking around. It's true. Older women that they don't have their husbands anymore, they're all just starting to connect with each other now. They're like done.
Good for them.
Let's try this now. I'm not kidding. No, it really is. It's a thing. I like it. I can't wait to. No.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Well, we only have a few minutes left. So on this time, I always want to have you guys do a closing question for them.
So mine would be if there's allies out there who either curious or are looking to support the LGBTQ or Mountain Pride, what's the best way that they can connect or support your community?
I feel like I'm talking too much.
Never
We
enough.
love to hear it. You have wise words.
Reach out on social media, Instagram, Madison at Mountain Pride, Orlando at mountainpride.org. Shoot us an email. We love to connect. This is obviously my favorite topic to talk about. I will grab coffee and answer any questions and answer it in a non-judgmental way, because I think that's one of the best things for our allies is to know that like you have a space where you can say the hard things that you don't want to say out loud, and have somebody who can educate and offer a place of understanding and connection to community. And so reach out, talk to us. We'll be having a lot of educational events this year, from parent panels to HR and supportive. So all these cool things to offer education to our allies that want to show up. And especially this year with the presidential election, we need people to get out and vote, and we need them to be educated on how to have those hard conversations and those challenging conversations with friends and peers.
I love that. Great question. Really. And then that's also probably the same way to get in touch if people are feeling alone out there. They can also reach out for the same reason. Totally. What about you, B?
Just sort of wanting to know if people were interested in helping fund Mountain Pride, or if where can they reach out as well? Come on, Orlando.
This is your baby. This is your baby.
Orlando,
You got it. I've been talking.
Well, so we are actively looking for sponsors for Pride in the Park, but always looking for donations. You can just go to our website, mountainpride.org. There's a big donate button right there. Also, thank you to everyone who donated for Colorado Gives as well. We were able to push our goal a few times and made it, so thank you all for supporting. But yeah, specifically for Pride in the Park, reach out to us to these emails, and we'd love to talk to you more about it, how that can benefit your business, all the different levels of sponsorship. But yeah.
That's amazing. We have about 2 minutes before that camera drops off, huh? All right. Anybody have anything final to say? Tierra, Orlando, Mads, Gen Z,
just thank you guys so much for coming onto this podcast and bearing your souls and letting us make all the mistakes in the world.
Yeah, because we can do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? You learn from your mistakes, and that's when you know that you're an evolving human being. When you can screw up, but you can own it and learn from it.
It's about acknowledging, correcting, and trying again. That's really what it's about.
Well,
So
we want to
thanks
thank
for
you
holding
guys
space.
all for definitely tuning into this very special episode 8 of the Chatbox with Mountain Pride. We have Mads and we have Orlando and Tierra, Jen B and me, Liz. You guys live large, and I hope something magical happens to you this week. Thank you for tuning into the Chatbox.